Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Podcast with an Accent. I'm your host, Vadim Guliak, and today I have with me Emmanuel Soba, co-founder of Profits Unleashed Media and the body transformation expert at the Body Sculpting Studio. Emmanuel, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Pleasure. What accent do you speak with, Emmanuel?
So for me, I think it's my personal and overall mission statement, which is I firmly believe that my responsibility aren't just the 5 or 6 people that are around me or my kids or my business and my clients. My responsibility are the 8 billion plus people in this world. So I have a moral obligation to get my message out there, build, whatever services or products that I can to help people.
Amazing. What's your story, Emmanuel?
So back in 2010, I was going through a horrible separation with my children's mom. I was morbidly obese. I weighed 245 pounds, 42 inches around the waist. Finances weren't good. I was actually getting evicted. It was crazy. A lot of things were going down. In the process of it, I ended up leaving my children's mom, moved out to Washington, D.C., and started working for a film company. I started working out, trying to lose as much weight as I could, and I did. In just 90 days, I dropped 60 pounds and 10 inches around my waist. And the biggest problem that I found myself in when I moved down here was 2 things. One, I left my kids. I didn't have them. Like I've been there since they were in their mom's stomach. But then the other part was now I'm homeless because the film company that I came out here for, they didn't pay me. So I ended up living out of my car. I did have a newfound passion because I found a lot of people asking me, how did you do it? How did you lose, all of this weight? How in such a short amount of time? Like, I can't believe it, although they saw it, right? So I found myself motivating people, trying to help them out, even though I was homeless. So I started looking for a fitness company that would take me in up under their wing without a certification because I was too broke. Like I vividly remember this one week where I didn't eat. It was hot. It's August. I could feel the sweat dripping down my body as I'm sleeping in the car. And I was weak, like I stunk. I couldn't wash my clothes and I couldn't feed myself, right? And I almost lost the job that I got. So because I kept canceling boot camp and stuff. But anyways, I needed somebody to take me without a certification because I just didn't have the money. And so I found one on Craigslist. They took me in. I started teaching boot camps out in Southeast DC. And then in just a short amount of time, I realized that this was my calling. This is where I needed to be. This is how I needed to help people. This was my stepping stone. Now, what happened was within a year, I got accepted into one of the most exclusive clubs in the country at the time. That was the Sports Club LA, Equinox Portimao. It was at the Ritz-Carlton. I got custody of my kids. They came, lived with me full time, got a nice, beautiful luxury place. And then within a year of that, actually, within 6 months of that, I opened up the Body Sculpting by Emmanuel, which then morphed into the Body Sculpting Studio. Within a year of opening my business, I got awarded Best Personal Trainer in Washington, D.C. by Washington City Paper. That was Reader's Choice. I was named Top Fitness Expert 2 years in a row by DC Model Luxury Magazine. I ended up training Miss DC for Miss America, Miss USA, Miss International. And then also, Carrie Underwood picked me as one of her top favorite places in Washington, D.C. That was pretty cool. And then, it was like a snowball effect. Things just kept happening, and I just kept growing and morphing, not only as a person, but as a business owner, and learning who I am and what I can deliver to this world. Because ultimately, like I said, I want to help masses amounts of people, and I feel like this is just one stepping stone helping me go in that direction. And then just recently in December, I went through this big what I like to call quantum leap, where I transformed from just a body transformation expert to now a business coach and a marketing agency, where I am now being able to multiply my message to millions of people because I'm helping thousands of gyms. Well, right now we got 300 clients, right? Some of them own multiple locations and they have thousands of clients. So through helping them, I'm able to multiply my message and being able to help other people. And then we also coach influencers like Eric Thomas and Elijah Rubin and Brian Heat, some big and upcoming people now. So it's been an amazing journey. So that's my story.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Emmanuel, what are you inspired by?
This may seem a little cheesy, but it's true. And I think it's just because of where I've been in my life. And, I mentioned the one time that I was homeless, but I've actually been homeless twice. I was 16 and homeless. I was a troublemaker and I went through a lot of pitfalls in my life. And I think that helped develop who I am now. So sincerely, what I'm inspired by is being able to help people transform physically, mentally, spiritually. I love making an impact to where I can help millions of people by creating a snowball effect, like what happened in my life. If I'm able to help that one person and that person goes help another person, then we can pay for it. The guy that hired me, his name is Corey Beelan. He told me when I asked him, how can I repay you? His only answer to me was, just pay it forward. And that's what I feel like I have the opportunity of doing now, is pay it forward.
Does your life right now, does it look like what you've envisioned it to be in your early 20s?
Hell no. Can I say that? Hell no? Is that okay? No. Like I had this, my vision was by the age of 25, I was going to make $1 million. By the time I was 30, I was going to make multiple millions of dollars, and I was going to be helping transform a lot of different people. But what I didn't realize is that in order for me to do that, I first needed to transform me. And all of these years, I feel like God has been steering the ship. Even when it happened in December and January, like that wasn't my idea. My idea was to have 11 gyms all over the US and me physically transform the fitness industry. But I was naive and I was thinking too small, right? And so the way that I feel like things are happening now, like I didn't want to have a marketing agency. It just happened that way. I found there was a problem. I started piecing things together and then realized that I created a solution that not only worked well for myself, but for other people. And then just through helping those people, I realized, yes, I'm thinking too small. This is the route that I need to go. So where I am today is completely to the other side from where I thought I was going to be today.
That being said, what would you tell your younger self?
So I would tell myself, first off, hire a coach in the very beginning. I knew of several different coaches that I ended up hiring a few years later. But if I did it from the very beginning, I definitely would have been able to move a lot faster than I did. And then the other thing is set up my bank accounts using the Profit First model. So I don't know if you've heard of Mike Michalowicz, but he has this book called Profit First. And I feel like I spent so much time making money mistakes. And if I was able to learn what I know now back then, I definitely would have been having quantum leaps year over year over year, and not had to go through the struggles that I went through for so many years. And then the last one is, well, actually, I got two last ones. So don't chase investors. I realized I didn't need it. I spent a few years doing that, trying to build out pitch decks and all of those different things. It was definitely a great practice and I ended up learning, but it took away, it was a rabbit hole that I was chasing. I should have been focused on that one solution, solving these problems so that I can be where I'm at today. And so lastly, follow the perfect day formula. And that one is by Craig Ballantyne. And that's waking up super early in the morning, scripting out your days and having your what he calls your magic time, which is the first 2 hours early in the morning where you're gonna sit there and just focus on the top 3 things that's gonna propel you into the future.
Sweet, sweet. Thank you for sharing. What's that one story from your life that has a valuable message?
Okay, so you guys know where I came from and where I'm at now. So what I realized in this entire process, even up to recently, is that no matter how far down you are in life, no matter how beat up you are, and no matter if you don't have a penny to your name, define your purpose. And when you do, your purpose will drive you to success every single day. Otherwise, you're just going to give up, right? And what makes you the greatest and what makes you successful is doing what everyone else thinks is impossible. You know, think about like the internet. Right now, we're on the internet. The guy that came up with the idea, everybody told them that was sci-fi stuff, right? But yet, here we are. That was in his own mind. He didn't let anybody else's limiting beliefs define him. And then also not waiting for someone to define you or tell you what you can accomplish based on what they did it.
What's your favorite book that you read and why?
One of my favorite books, I got so many, but one of my favorites is the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It solidified my views and inspired me to embrace who I am and the way that I think. I've always been the type that I like to shoot for the stars. If I miss it, at least I land on the moon. Reading that book, it made me realize I'm not crazy. You know, there are people that think the way that I do, and the ones that have accomplished as much as Grant Cardone think the way that I do. And so it helped me embrace who I am. And then, yeah, that's it.
What's your favorite quote, Emmanuel?
So can I give you two?
Totally.
All right, cool. So both by Grant Cardone. The first one is be obsessed or be average. And then the other one is get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. What turns you on, Emmanuel?
For me is the thought of if I don't do it, then who will? And I have to get up every single day and make sure I perfect everything that I do, be at my craft, and make sure that I deliver it so that I can hit my goal of helping transform millions of people and hopefully billions.
Totally, and every day, and counting.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, what's the best way for people to find you online?
All right, so there's two ways, and it just depends on, you know, who's listening to this message. So if you're someone who has been looking to transform your body, has tried multiple different ways to do it, and quite haven't found that solution that gets you there, but then also shows you how to maintain it, I've actually put a book together, given all of my secrets. My clients paid thousands of dollars to get this actionable blueprint. This is a meal plan. There's nothing in here about me. It's just it's the meal plan. It's the workouts. It's the motivation. It's everything. Step-by-step blueprint on how to transform your body. And you could go to freetonitupbook.com, which means I'm giving you this book absolutely free. The only thing you will need to do is to take care of the shipping. But definitely check it out. It's amazing. And then for those of you that are looking to craft the perfect message so that you can get in front of the right audience and make sure that you have a converting funnel and a converting ad, you will go to Profits Unleashed Media, and you can find us on Facebook. And again, that's Profits Unleashed Media on Facebook.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on board. I'm super excited. You can have me anytime.
Perfect. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in the next episode.
Awesome.